I'm Emily from Come Play With E.
Hi, this is Wendy from Come Play With E.
Today we will be playing Burgle Bros 2, The Casino Keepers. It's by Tim Fowers at Fowers Games. There was a Burgle Brothers before this, and it came out in 2015. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Mommy, will you share some things that are different about this game?
Sure. In the original Burgle Brothers from 2017, you were a team of thieves, 2015, excuse me, a team of thieves that are trying to break into an office building to steal some valuables from a safe. And the game took place on either 1, 2, or 3 floors, different floors that you could play on. And it was a great game. I really liked it, and it had very high stress, and it was cooperative, which this is also. So now this game, they're taking the same team of people and they're bringing them to a casino. And now the casino is 2 floors. They've also added a campaign mode. So spoiler alert, we are going to play through the first chapter of this campaign. So if you want surprises or something, you might want to just watch the beginning where we teach you how to play, and then just before we give out the spoilers. There shouldn't be too many because it's only the first chapter. But this one does include a campaign mode. It now adds these cool little casino chips that are going to be on the different spots that will interact with. When you flip over the casino chip, there'll be different people on the other side that'll be either helping or messing with you. It also has, it took away the tools and the treasures, and it gave you, now instead you have your own gear that each character has. So I'm going to be playing today, for example, as the Hawk, and the Hawk has 3 gear cards that she has: the Mirage, the Sliding Door, and the Special Offer. And so what happens is, at any time for one of my actions, I can use it to prep one of my gear that for use at a later time. And the gear sometimes only have one use, and then when you use them, you flip them over, and it gives you something cool back there too. So that's a little different from before. Also different from before is that there's not a safe on each floor. On the first floor is going to be an owner's office that we're going to try to find. And then on the second floor is where the safe is going to be that we're going to try to crack. So that's a little different. In the first game, there were security guards. In this one, we have little bouncers walking around trying to get us. And also, in the first game, once you cracked open that final safe, you just had to get to the roof and fly away. In this one, because the campaign mode, once you have gotten the safe open, you're going to flip over the campaign card, and it's going to give you a whole new set of rules on what you have to do to actually win this game. I think that's what's different. Oh, before you had 3 sneak tokens, or I forget what were the words, stealth tokens. In the first game, you had 3 stealth tokens. Every time a bouncer found you, you lost the stealth token. When a security guard. When one person lost all 3 of their stealth tokens, you were caught. In this one, you will gain heat cubes, which are little red cubes, on your card. And when someone has gotten 6 heat cubes, then they're on to us, and the jig is up. We're caught. Okay, so that's a little bit about how it's different. One more difference was that in order to crack the safe, you have to roll some dice, and in order to get those dice, you have to find a certain thing. A mole, actually, you have to find a mole in here, and the mole will give you. It'll give you an opportunity to spend some actions to get your dice. Your dice will then go to the owner's office, and then someone can take them from the owner's office and send them to the safe. But then after you roll the safe, after you roll to crack the safe, 1 die goes back to the owner's office. So that's also something that's a little different. I think that's all of them, babe. So we're not going to go over the rules and everything here. We're going to do that when we take it to the table.
I have one more difference.
Okay.
There are also now pool and lounge cards.
Yeah, there are pool and lounge, like event cards. So we're going to go more into the actual setup and the discussion of the rules as we play through it up when we come down to the table, where you guys can see everything as we're talking about it. Sound good?
See you at the table.
See you at the table.
And we're back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Welcome to the table. So we have a few things just set up on the table already. We have shuffled our bouncer cards to the first floor and the second floor. We shuffled our pool and lounge cards, put those out. We forgot to mention that Burgle Brothers 2 comes with this box that's designed to be a table. So it has little plastic legs that can elevate this so it actually stands over this first floor, making it look like there's actually 2 floors. I find it a little wobbly and a little unstable, plus the fact that you can't really see on the camera if we had stacked it like that. So what we did was we just put it on top of the box so that it looks elevated, so you can definitely see that this is the second floor, this is our first floor. So we just put the 2 mats out. We put out 8 wooden tiles right here. These are going to be used to be made walls. We'll talk about that a little more. We put out a little bouncer and a destination marker on both floors also. And what we also did was we had made 2 piles of 13 tiles each. One for the first floor, one for the second floor. And now to these tiles, you can see it's a 4x4 grid, so there should be 16 tiles. We only have 13 here. Each will get a monorail mixed in, which we'll mix those in. Each will get an escalator, which we'll also mix in. And then the owner's office needs to go on the first floor. The safe needs to go on the second floor. So we're just gonna mix those into these tiles here, kind of give them a little bit of a shuffle. And then we'll start to set up the actual game. We'll actually go through set up with you so you can see how it's done, okay? So I'm gonna just move these out of the way, move this out of the way, and basically you're just going to put these 16 tiles out on each of the floors.
Point them toward Mama.
The arrows should be pointing towards you, or in this case, me. And I will point out that the game does come with these cool mats. Whoa, I promise I didn't look at that.
We didn't buy them.
They were not an add-on, no. They came with the game, which is kind of cool.
Did the original come?
No, the original did not come with a mat. However, because we backed it in the Kickstarter, they did give us a 3rd mat for free. So when we play the original, we can choose to use 3 mats for that. Okay. Once we have placed all the tiles.
Mama says there's a casino flooring.
This does look like casino flooring. All right, once we've placed all that, we're gonna take our 8, each one of us has 8 of these little wood sticks, and we are going to place walls around the casino. Now, we can place them randomly wherever we want, but we have to be careful that we don't do something like this where we block a room in. There's no way to get in here because it's surrounded by walls. So we just have to be careful when we're placing not to lock off any rooms that we can't ever get back into those. So we can just go ahead and set those up now. And again, it's just random. You can just place them wherever you see fit.
Yeah, it's super hard to get into those.
I remember we're making it super hard for us. Okay. All right, so Emily has made a very challenging first floor. Guys, if our video doesn't make it to the second floor, remember Emily placed those walls.
Hey!
Just saying. All right, the next thing we're going to do is decide where the bouncer is gonna start. So we do that by taking the top card of each floor deck and flipping it over. It's gonna show us a few things. So, oops, I have the decks backwards, so let's do that first. Sorry. All right. So it's going to show us a few things here. It's going to show us, if I get it on camera, it's going to show us where he's going to start the bouncer. So Emily's bouncer is going to start on A4, so right there. It's also going to show us, these little blue dots are going to show us where these little casino chips are going to be laid out on the board like we talked about, that I talked about earlier. So these little casino chips are going to be seated on the board on all the spots with the little blue dots. So Emily and I are going to do that. I'll give her some. And you'll notice that my bouncer starts on C3, so my bouncer is going to go here. Let me just seat the chips, and they just go right on the tiles, like so. Can I short you one, babe?
No.
And then you should have, I think, one extra. One extra to go back to the box. Okay. 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, one extra goes back to the box. All right. So next what we do is we need to find out where the bouncer wants to go. So we flip over the next tile, the next card, and then put our destination token on that tile. That's where the bouncer wants to get to.
Okay.
Emmy's is not going very far at all. Okay, so that's the casino set up. Next, what we need to do is decide where we want to go. So
we can either go in on. We're gonna pick 2 corners.
2 corners on the first floor, and put entrance chips there. Excuse me. And that is the basic setup. We are now pretty much ready to start.
We're going to explain to you as we play. So let's get started.
Emmy's gonna go first because Emmy always goes first. So she gets to decide which of those entrance markers she wants to put her person on. And she's playing today as the Raven.
She's my favorite. Count room.
So the immediate thing she does when she enters the room is she's gonna flip over that tile.
It says, while here you cannot peek. If you end your turn here, you can make a commotion. Would you like to explain what making a commotion is?
Sure. So we mentioned that our bouncer, we're gonna lay them down so you can just see them better on the camera. So we'll just lay them flat. The bouncer wants to get to here. However, if you make a commotion, it will take this chip and move it to wherever the commotion is. And now the bouncer's priority is to get to the commotion and find out what's going on. So sometimes making a commotion can be better. Sometimes, like if the bouncer is moving towards someone and is going to get to them and they've got a whole bunch of heat on them, and that's not going to happen. So sometimes it's good to cause a commotion. Sometimes it's not. As soon as a commotion is made, let's say she had made a commotion, this would have moved here, the bouncer would have immediately moved 1 space closer to the commotion because he's like, hey, what's going on? Normally the bouncer moves 3 moves. Okay, but she said while you're here, she cannot peek. So you might as well explain what peeking is. So on Emmy's turn, she's allowed to do 4 actions. What are those actions, babe?
I can do 4 actions, and I have 4 actions.
That's true.
All right, so I can move, which means to move to a different tile, flip over the chip, or if there is one, and flip over the tile. You can use the room, like use its special thing. There'll be some different things up here.
Mm-hmm. So if the room has a special ability, she can choose to use the special ability of the room.
And then you can peek, which means look in the room, don't really go in the room.
All right, so Emmy would peek, literally peek at the tile and the chip without me seeing, and decide later on maybe if she wants to move there.
And then prep gear. We have special gear I have foul play, free bird, and bird tricks. Mommy has mirage, sliding door, and special offer. We can prep one, which means it's ready to use. Ready to use.
Yep, so those are the 4 actions that we can do. And we can use one of those prep gears as a free action at any time. Okay, so Emmy is going to choose what she wants to do with her 4 actions. She has entered. You have to leave the chip there, though.
Entering does not count as an action.
You gotta leave that there.
Entering does not count as an action.
Nope.
So for 1, I'm gonna move here. I found mole.
Okay, so the mole, let's show them the mole chip. The mole, he looks like this. Okay, he's one of the chips that we found, and the mole says that you can spend 2 actions to take one of these green die that we need to crack the safe and put it on the owner's office, which remember I mentioned before, these green dice are going to need to be moved from the manager's office to the safe in order to try to crack the safe. If the owner's office is not shown, we haven't revealed it yet, the die would just stay here with the mole. But the mole, I'm sorry, on this card. The mole is then discarded from the game, so we can't just keep going back to that same mole over and over and over again and getting die. All right, so Emmy, what happened when you entered the room, though? It says, entered...
make a commotion unless a teammate is in the same row column.
Okay, well, I'm not even in the place yet, so Emmy's going to make a commotion. So right away you get to see we move that over there. And the bouncer is going to move towards Emmy. Now, he's going to move the shortest route possible towards Emmy. However, if there is a tie, he will go in the clockwise direction. There is no tie because this is only 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything else is a million spaces away. So he's going to move one direction, one spot. Okay? So Emmy has used one action. She has 3 left.
For 2, I shall go here.
Okay.
It says owner's office.
Oh, that works out well. There's the owner's office. What does it say?
It says, while here, you may spend 1 action to move 1 die from here to the safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now Emmy's used 2 actions now.
Would you like to give me a hand, Mommy? Do you think I should go here and get 2?
Let's put your token on the board so everyone knows where you are.
Do you think I should go here or here?
Well, you've kind of locked that one off, so maybe it's a good idea for you to go there.
Okay.
Block that one off.
There is a prima donna.
All right, so the prima donna says that if you peek at her tile, she gets activated. Since Emmy's not peeking, she's moving, she just gets discarded. Okay.
And it says, I need another commotion.
Oh my gosh, Emmy just
If
keeps
you
making
have
commotion.
less than 4 heat, make a commotion.
All right, Emmy has 0 heat currently on her character, so she's going to make a commotion. Again, he's going to move 1 space towards Emmy.
And now for my 4th action.
You're in a bad place.
I'm stay here.
Okay, Emmy's going to stay there. I'm going to lay you down again so people can see you.
I'm gonna
Prep again?
Yeah.
Okay, so Emmy's first action was to go here. Her second action was here. Her third action was here. She has a 4th action, and she's going to choose to prep a gear, and she's going to prep her bird tricks. So why don't you read to us what your bird tricks do?
It says remove a crow token and place it in the crow token, and replace it with the crow token. Crow token has the same effect as the crow chip.
Do you have something that lets you use your crow tokens for something? Yeah, foul play. All right, so maybe you should have done foul play first, but that's okay. All right, so now that Emmy's turn is done, it's now the bouncer's turn. The bouncers are going to move after each person's turn. So Emmy's turn is done, so he's going to move 3, 1, 2, 3 towards Emmy. So after my turn, he's going to get her. I'm going to come in over here.
Wait, I'm going to use my bird tricks.
You don't have a crow token on the board, sweetheart.
No,
You don't even have crow tokens yet. You should have done. That's why I said you should have done the other thing. Stop! We forgot we are playing the campaign, so there was a little story.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in this little sealed envelope, and we are going to read just the story for the first part. So if you don't want to hear this, you might want to skip. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, Emmy.
We know that 2 celebrities are in grave danger. And the safe will discover who they are, but then we have to find them and guide them out of the casino. Oh, and we'll need to keep them hidden from the bouncers. There will be a better reward for this.
There better be a reward for this. Okay, so that's what we're working on. We don't know what's on the back. We're not supposed to flip that until we crack the safe, if we crack the safe. I'll have to tell you guys we haven't done it yet. And then we'll find out what our next group of things to do is, okay? So, I'm here.
Have to go in there.
I'm here. It's where I want to go. I'm going to go work on this side. So I get to flip this over because I entered. Doesn't cost me an action because this is where I came in. And it is the pool. It says when you enter, draw a pool event. My pool event says?
Discard one of your face-up prep gear cards of your choice.
I don't have any.
Take 1 gear card at random from among all the characters in play and prep it without spending an action.
All right. So I get to take one of the gear cards from one of the characters that is not in play, and there's
random.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra players. I'm just going to take their gear cards. I'm going to shuffle them up. Maybe I'm going to flip them over, and then I'll just take one at random. But I don't have any prep, so I don't know. Do I get to still do it?
I guess so.
We'll play with a yes on that. I'll check into that, and if we're not supposed to, I'll let you guys know in the comments down below. Okay, so I'm just shuffling these up. 2 more shuffles. There's 1. There's 2. And I will take this one from the center. And it is out of order. Did it say that it's prep it without spending an action? Okay. It says out of order. Place the out of order token on any face-up tile. That tile has no effect for the rest of the game. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And I'm going to put the chip. It tells me, even shows me on his face what token it is that I should be using. So I'm just going to take that token out and put it right on the card so that we know I can do that. Okay? So that was just me walking in. I haven't even done an action yet, and I already got something cool. I'm going to start working down this way. Okay? We cannot get to the second floor until we find an escalator. So I'm going to go here for my first action. And I find a chip, and it's a drunk. The drunk. Okay, so I get to it's a red chip. So red chips are activated when you enter the tile, but discarded if I peeked. So had I peeked, this drunk would not affect me, but because I went walking in there, I bumped into the drunk, and it says, if I'm on the first floor, I slide, jump to the next tile in the same direction that I was moving, even through walls, okay? I don't think I, do not reveal the tile under this chip, so I don't even get to look at this. I just go right here, and he gets discarded. I bumped right into him. I slid out of control because he was drunk and he spilled stuff on the floor. So now I go into the new room and I get to resolve this chip, which is a saleswoman. Oh, this is bad luck for me. While on this tile, you cannot use the move action. When another player enters this tile or you're moved by an event or gear, discard this chip. You're no longer stuck. So I've gotten stuck by a saleswoman who is talking my ear off. But I also walked into the cashier cages, and it says when you enter, add 1 cube. And they have these little orange cubes.
I've never seen this one.
And the little orange cubes are counter cubes. When you enter, add 1 cube for a max of 5. When you try to leave, roll a die. Stay if your roll is less than that number of cubes. Well, right now I'm not going anywhere because that lady's chatting my face off. So I did 1 action and now I'm kind of stuck.
You can peek.
I can peek. So let's peek at the one that I didn't see. I'm going to peek. Now I don't show this to Emmy, I just peek by myself.
I want it to the camera.
All right, I peeked and put it back. So that was my second action, right? My third action, I will peek at this one. Okay. So now I know what those two are. And for my third action, I will prep one of my gear, because you can only prep 1 gear per turn. Let me see which one I want to.
This is actually your 4th action.
My 4th action, yes, I'm sorry. I'm gonna prep my special offer. My special offer action says, place a crowd token on any tile with an even number. The crowd token has the same effect as the crowd chip. That basically lets the crowd chip and the crowd token allows us to hide if a bouncer comes through. He won't actually see us. So because I can use my gear at any time as a free action, I'm going to choose to immediately use my special offer, place it where Emily is. So now when the bouncer comes, he will see the crowd and he won't be able to see Emily. But since I used my special offer, it says flip when used. So this card now gets flipped over. Looks kind of cool, like a card on the back. And now I have this thing that says make a commotion on your tile, and then I can discard this. So this will just sit here until I decide to make a commotion with it. So I think I've kind of saved Emmy's hide for a little bit. So now those are my 4 actions. It's now the bouncer's turn, so he's going to move 1 into where Emmy is, but he lost her in the crowd. We lose the crowd token. And now he's here, so he will get a new destination. So Emily will flip over another card, and his new destination is now D3. And he will move the remainder of his 3 spaces. So he had 2 more movements, and he'll reach his next destination. So Emily will pull another card. And we'll find out where he's going next.
Not very far.
Oh boy. So this is a good point to talk about what happens when this deck runs out. So when the deck runs out in the patrol deck, when we have no more cards to pull and we still have this guy moving around, he will now instead still keep moving 3 spaces, but now he'll start targeting the nearest player. So the nearest player will now be his destination every single time, okay? If he enters a tile with any players, they gain the heat, but he stops moving. So if he only moved in with 1 space, he would just stop moving. If he starts his turn, we're in a room with a player, the player still gets the 2 heat and he doesn't move at all. So it's kind of okay. Now, if this deck were ever to, by some reason, get another card or give him a new destination, the hunt is off until, again, we have to pull a destination and he doesn't have one. Okay? So we don't want this to run out.
You ready?
I think so. I'm stuck with a saleswoman, so what are you going to do about that?
I'm going to try to see you.
Okay.
1, 2. It says magic show. Well, here you may spend an action to move through a wall by bordering this tile.
Oh, no walls on this tile, though.
And then that was 2. And for 3, I'll move here. Monorail.
So the monorail works in conjunction with another monorail. So it's a monorail station. So there's another monorail up here. We can use those monorails to go back and forth between the 2 floors. Okay, so that's 3 actions.
And then for 4, I'll move in here. Escalator!
All right, the escalator says, while here, you may spend an action to jump to the tile on the other floor in the same row and column. So Emily would take the escalator to this one right here because it's the same row and the same column as that escalator. However, Emily did not get to me in time, so I'm still stuck with the sales lady. But first, the bouncer is going to move 1 space. He got to his destination, and now he's going to find a new destination. Okay. So he's got 2 spaces left. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is one of those cases where it is the same amount of spaces no matter which way he goes. So he will choose the clockwise position. So he will go 1, 2, and decide to go this way, which, whew, for Emmy. All right, so back to me. I'm still stuck here with the sales lady who is just trying to sell me something. I have nothing I can really do right now. So I'm gonna prep a gear. I can only prep 1 at a time. I'm gonna prep my Mirage gear. My Mirage says, swap any face-up tile that has no players on it with any face-down tile on the same floor. Anything on a tile is swapped along with the tile itself. So that's just something we'll just put over here just to hold on to. It's now prepped, but I can't use it. Well, I can use it, but I don't want to use it. And this pushy lady's not letting me go.
My turn?
The bouncer moves. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Don't worry, I'm going to pick you up this turn.
I'm still going to get hit. And I think you're going to get hit now, too. All right, why is that standing up?
Maybe I shouldn't pick you up?
Well, what did it say, the saleswoman? When another player enters a tile or if you're moved. Nope, not about the bouncer. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, but then he's going to get you.
Should I save you? Or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you go to the, I was going to say you could go to the pool and maybe an event will save me.
All right.
Or you could just go to the next floor.
1.
Let's see what the pool event for you is. Here, I'll get that card for you.
Draw and discard a patrol card from either deck. A bouncer on that floor jumps to the tile shown.
Oh, that's awesome. That's going to help you, right? So he's going to go out for a swim. So we're going to draw a tile here, and he's just going to go jump to it. And now he's going to have a new destination, which is, at least it's further away. Right where
That's
Emmy is.
me!
Yeah. So that was 1 action for you.
2.
All right, well, Emmy gets also the chip. No, there was no
Buffet.
chip. All right, the buffet says, when you enter, add a cube. Add a cube here. Okay, it has space. It might be hard for you to see. It has space for 3 cubes on there. We're gonna put one here. When the cube gets to that exclamation point, where did I put that cube? We will clear all the cubes, cause a commotion, but the bouncer moves 3 spaces, not 1, to get there. Okay,
I'm gonna
that's
have
where
to
Emmy
save
is.
you next turn. Sorry. 3. Front desk says
Wait, let's look at your chip. You should always look at your chip first, because if it was a drunk, remember, you don't go there.
It's a mole.
It's a mole. Okay.
When you have less than 3 heat, gain 1 heat.
Okay, she does have less than 3 heat, so Emmy is going to get her first heat of the game. So that's going to go on her player card.
Now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Yes, darling.
so like, could people just like lose the game by getting heat here?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it says less than 3. So after you have more than 3, you wouldn't be able to get heat there. He's now going to move 3 spaces. Speaking of 1, 2, 3, he just got me. So I'm going to gain 2 heat because I've been caught by the bouncer.
I have a question. If you can you peek through walls?
No. How can you peek through a wall? I think there is one of these characters who can actually peek through walls. I think that's like their special power. But you cannot peek through a wall. Okay, so the bouncer got me. It's my turn, and again, I'm not doing anything but just sitting here. I guess I will get to prep my last gear. And my last gear says, sliding door, pick up any wall and place it in an empty wall space on the same floor. Wall placement rules apply. So I can move some walls around. It's called sliding door. All right, and I now have 2 heat. There's nothing else I can do. This was really, really bad luck for me to get stuck on this and Emmy not to help me. Help me. All right, so now I have nothing else I can do. So he's gonna move 3 spaces. 1, 2, and now he needs a new destination, which will be not too far away. 3. Okay.
1.
Wait, when you enter, add a heat cube. So that's 1.
We're gonna have to make this route to the escalator
We'll
because
see.
we can't enter them.
1. That's 1.
2.
Oh, Emily finally came in here and got this
Like
lady
2.
away.
And I have to, when I enter, add 1 cube. I add 1 cube.
Okay, so you have to add a cube. Good. So now, in order to leave,
I have to roll a dice.
you have to roll a die. We'll give you a die. Give her a blue one. And we rolled a 4. She has to roll less than the number of cubes.
No.
No, stay if your roll is less. She has to roll more than the number of cubes. She rolled a 4. There are 2 cubes. She can get out.
Anyways, 2.
No, that was 1, 2. That's 3. Hold on. You knocked the cubes off.
It says, when a bouncer enters, the adjacent player gains 1 heat, even through walls.
Ooh.
And then also...
4. While here, you may spend 2 actions to jump to a diagonal tile, even through walls. That's the revolving door. So that's Emmy's 4 actions. So now the bouncer is going to move his 3, so he's going to go 1. And that's going to make him need a new, he's going to need a new destination. And this deck is getting kind of thin. We got to get out of here. Oh my gosh. That's 2. He needs another new destination. And there's 3. All right, so that's not so bad. That actually works out very, very well for me because I can go 1, and then that gets another cube here, a 3rd cube here. And remember, the 3rd cube says, clear the cubes. cause a commotion. But now he's gonna move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and he's back at the escalator. So that was my first action. I'm not getting anywhere. 1. I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna gain a heat because I have less than 3. So now I have 3. That's my second action. I'm gonna spend 2 actions to get a green die from that mole to put in the boss's office because we're gonna need that.
I thought you had to roll it.
All 4 of my actions. No. The mole says, while on this chip, spend 2 actions to discard this chip and place a safe on the owner's office.
Okay, just asking.
All right. So that was my turn. So now he's gonna go 1, 2. He's gonna have 1 space left to go. So let's find out where he's going next, Emmy. He's gonna go here. So that's 1 more space for him. All right, now it's Emily's turn. She's gonna choose to use now, remember, she's able to move this way because she's using the revolving doors action. While you're here, you may spend 2 actions to jump to a diagonal tile through walls. So we look at the chip first. Emily, we always look at the chip first.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Emily.
Sorry.
Emily cheated a bit. Sorry about that, guys. Always look at the chip first because now we found out that that's a drunk. So the drunk, remember, because she went there and she landed on that chip, the drunk says that she is going to slide. It says slide, jump to the next tile in the same direction that you were moving. So she's gonna go right there.
I'm at the owner's office.
All right, so that was just 1 action.
No, that was 2.
Oh, 2 actions because she had to spend that. So that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the end of Emily's turn. And 1, 2. He's given Emmy 2 heat. We both now have 3. There's 2, 3, and he goes, oops, here for the 3rd action. Busted Emmy. All right, now it's my turn. I'm gonna go here for 1. Remember, I have to add a cube. Here for 2, and I get a pool event. And this event says identity theft. Swap heat with the next player. As it so happens, Emily and I each have 3 heat, so that's not gonna do anything. We'll just keep them. 2, 3, and for my last action, I'm gonna go up to the 2nd floor, guys. I'm gonna do it. So here's what happens. This tile flips over here. Oh boy, red ones are never good. When you enter, if you have less than 4 heat, make a commotion. I do have less than 4 heat. We just talked, I have 3. So now, because I'm on this floor and I'm the active player, this bouncer moves. This bouncer only moves when there are people on the floor. So now only on Emily's turn will this bouncer move. This guy's now gonna move 1, 2, 3, bust me for 2 heat. Oh boy, guys. I'm going to, you know what? Let's rewind that for a minute. Let's rewind that for just a second. I think I'm going to use my out of order token on any face-up tile. That effect has no more effects. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna use my out of order token. So that was my special one that I received earlier. It now flips over because it says flip when used. And on the back it says, spend 1 action on your turn to give the next player an extra action on their turn, then discard this card. All right, so that was the end of my turn. He's gonna move 3. 1, 2. He'll get a new location. Oh my gosh, these cards are terrible. 3. Okay.
He found his location again.
Oh, right, he found his location, so I gotta pick a new one. His new one is down here. Oops. Okay, I just keep getting stuck. All right, so again, Emily's bouncer does not move because Emily is not moved. So now it's Emily's turn, and after her turn, this bouncer, if she's still on this floor, will move. Okay? So it's Emmy's turn. Which one do you want? 1.
2.
2 to move up here with me.
3. Front desk.
When you enter, if you have less than 3 heat, gain a heat. She's got exactly 3 heat.
And then I'm going to peek at this place.
Okay.
So do I get to see?
You get to see the chip and the card. And knock everything around.
Oh, I have an effect.
Okay. No, only if it's a peek.
Actually, yes, I do.
Oh, so there are certain chips that if you peek them, things happen. Okay, so which chip do you have?
Prima Donna.
The prima donna says if you peek at her tile, you get to jump to the tile with the chip. So she gets to go there. She just doesn't get to, I don't think she gets to flip it. Ooh, which is terrible because the bouncer's there. So Emily's gonna get, and she gets discarded. Ooh, Emmy, how many moves was that, hon?
The last one.
Your last one? Okay. Now the bouncer's going to move, oops, 1, 2, 3. Now he's gonna pick a new destination of up here. I'm gonna move 1. It says when you enter, if you have less than 3 heat, I have exactly 3 heat. I'm gonna walk in here where Emmy is. So let's see, she knows what it is. We're all about to find out what it is. When you, oh, it's the buffet from downstairs. There's one up here too. All right, we have to add a cube, and remember, just hold on to those. So that's 1. He's gonna be coming here, so I'm gonna go 2, 3. So here's 2. No, I'm sorry, this is 3. This is 1, 2, this is number 3. So here's the other escalator. When I'm here, I may spend an action to jump downstairs again. Remember, ooh, we never sent this die up, so one of us is gonna have to go down there to do that. Excuse me, I'm here. I just might do that because I need to move. If I move down here, I can spend some actions to get this guy to give us another die, and then I can move them. So I think I'm gonna do that. So I made 1, 2, 3, and so for my next action, I'm gonna go, excuse me, honey, here, which Emmy flipped over by accident before. So now I am back on this floor. So this bouncer is gonna move. He's gonna move 1, 2, and then he needs a new destination of, oh my gosh, 3, and then he needs another new destination. Someone needs to shuffle better next time. B3. No, B3. Sorry, that one. Okay. All right, so that was his turn. Now it's Emmy's turn. That's 1.
Jump.
Drunk. Oh, good. She looked first, so she's going to slide in the same direction, but she hits a wall. Oh, if you're on the second floor, if you're on the second floor, jump down to the first floor tile in the same row and column. So guess where you are? Oh, no.
We lost.
We lost. Well, it says, oh no, he's still there. Nope.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I can make a commotion on my tile, but that's not gonna do anything. You are still there. And just like that, Emmy has gotten 2 more heat. We have lost the game. So I'm gonna show you guys, unfortunately, what would have happened if we had played a little bit better. So as we continued to flip tiles over on this floor, we would have continued to look for things, look at things, and eventually we would have found, I don't even see, oh, here it is. We would have found the safe. While on the safe, if one of us was there, we would have been able to, and if we had some dice sent up there, we would be able to spend an action to roll all the dice that were on here. So if my plan had worked, we would have had 2 dice on here. Okay, so let's pretend that plan worked for a moment. So these 2 green dice would have been here. And what happens is you roll the dice. You see I got a 4 and a 3. And then you crack the safe. Now the safe the combination to the safe is found in the same row and column as you are. So I rolled a 3. This is a 3, so this would be cracked. Okay? There are no 4s. Now, if there was another 3, I would have cracked that 3 also. 1 3 will crack all the 3s. Now, you'll notice this one has not been flipped yet. So if this one's not flipped yet, we can't crack it. Later on, if it becomes flipped, and let's say we had already cracked a 1, it doesn't count. We still have to crack that 1 again. So after we had rolled, 1 die would go back to the owner's office. The next time we went to roll, we would only have 1 die to roll because they keep going back. So you would keep doing that until you had cracked all the numbers. You can see the little numbers down here in the corner of the safe. Once that happened, we would take our campaign card, flip it over to the back, and then find out the next set of rules that we needed to do to actually get out. But unfortunately, that did not happen this time. So this is gonna go back in the envelope. However, because we lost, there's this little log here. Because we lost, we will get to say we lost. Our suspicion has gone down because they're not as suspicious about us because we bumbled it. So next time, and we didn't get a chance to see this, to start the game, we started at suspicion level 6. There was a distracted card in here. One of these ones that was left. So, it was the next one as a matter of fact. It says, choose an even numbered room on this floor to be the bouncer's destination. If there are none, draw another card. So he kind of gets confused for a little bit and we could have moved him around. So that's how we started the game. Now we're gonna be at a level 5. Next time we go to play this, we'll get to add 1 distraction to both the first floor deck and the second floor deck. So it kind of helps you out a little bit, gives you a little bit of a little boost. So we're able to do that for our next game when we try to do this again. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 heists in this game. So there's actually 9 chapters to the campaign that we get to play through. So that's kind of an overview on how to play Burgle Brothers 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't take our advice as being good because we haven't cracked the case yet. However, we will. We will get there. And there's also included is heist rewards, which I guess are some cards or something in there. We don't know. And some stickers. Oops, I'll turn them right side up. Some stickers too. These were not in an envelope. They were just like this. And then there were some really weirdly shaped tokens in the box that I'm assuming we will learn more about later. So see, there's like a car, a cat. I think this is like a boot and maybe a football. I don't know. So you can see that those were also in the box. And speaking of the box, we mentioned before how this box can be converted into a table. I'll just move this over. This is what the box looks like. On the inside of the box, there was, mine fell out, I have to glue it. It's really cool on the inside. You can kind of see where the table legs that we didn't play with, they fit in here. And there's a little tray that comes for the tiles. And then on top of that is another tray for all the tokens and the pieces and the cards and everything. So it all fits together really, really nicely. And then it closes up into a building like the actual casino, which is kind of cool. So anyway, that was our playthrough of Burgle Brothers. We're going to take it back up to the top, tell you what we think and why we thought so, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.
And we're back again.
We are back again.
Yes, we are.
So that was Burgle Brothers 2. I'm going to let you go first. Tell me what you think.
I like it because, like, you're moving around and exploring the different rooms. Like, you never know what the next room is going to be.
It does have really, really high replayability because of the way that the rooms are on the tiles and everything. That's absolutely true. For me, it can be very stressful in a good way. It definitely gives you the feeling of you're trying to pull off a caper and these little bouncers are walking around trying to catch you and trying to figure out how to thwart them and how not only thwart them for me, but also to thwart them for my partner, because they're moving around, and I might be safe, but oh, he's looking at Emily now. So that can also be pretty
It's like a challenge.
stressful. Yeah, it is definitely a challenge.
There is also a variant I want to tell you about called Dead Drops. And you each get dealt out a Dead Drops card, and you'll have to read the thing, and there will be 3 tasks, and
8 of them. There are 8 different Dead Drops cards.
And after you do the tasks, you'll need to what'd you say you need to do?
There will be 3 tasks listed on the back of the card, and you must complete a task. And every time you complete a task, you get to draw some gear instead of having the gear that we started out with already given to us. Every time you complete a task, on the back here, you'll put a little cube on here as one of these orange cubes as your counter. It'll show that you completed that. Then you get to draw 2 gear, choose one to keep and prep without spending an action, and one goes back away. So it's kind of just a variant on it. It makes it a little harder because you have to now do these special things to get this done, as opposed to all the things we have to do already. So this is something we haven't tried yet, just because we're trying to, maybe just do this right now, right?
We played it once before this video. We have not won.
We have not won yet, no. But it's okay. It's okay, right? We still enjoy it. So tell me some of the things. What do you want to tell us? Anything about what you think about it?
I really like it because also, like I said again, I like this new one because of the new chips, like the prima donna. And also, would you like to explain the undercover chip? We didn't really get this one.
Yeah, there was you want to show them? A chip called the undercover. It's the undercover detective. So as soon as he came up, we would have been caught. So basically the bouncer would have immediately jumped to our tile. We also did not uncover the crowd chip. We did kind of touch upon that with my crowd token. This means that when the bouncer enters this room with this crowd chip, he wouldn't have seen us because we're lost in the crowd. So that chip stays there until it's activated, and then that goes away. But other than that, I think we saw all the chips that there were to see, except for those 2. We just didn't get any of those in this game, right? So tell me what you think about the stuff, the components. What do you think about that stuff?
I like the big chunky like meeple-like people you get.
So the meeples are big and chunky, like Emmy said, and they have little stickers that you put on them to depict who they are. So I like that they're big and chunky. I know you mentioned about these chips too. What do you think about these chips?
I think it's a little too chunky because I think there are like multiple chips on the card.
Yes, but you know what? Because they made these chunky because they're used a lot. So if you make them too thin, sometimes they'll fall apart. But because they're touched so much, they make them chunkier. But yeah, they do. These are super. If you put these next to the other tokens, you can see that they're super thick, right? So there's also a bunch of tokens. We didn't even touch upon all the tokens in here. I mean, you can actually see in my hand. Maybe you can't see, a whole bunch of different tokens for different things, from cracking the safes. And I really like that they put on the cards this time. And you can see on these and even on Emily's here, next to the faces down on the bottom, they put a picture of the chip that you need to do that. So I really, really like that. That's really, really helpful in my opinion. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really.
Okay, so you like the game, you don't like the game, you never want to play it again?
I really like it.
Yeah. Better than the first? Not better than the first?
I can't compare it.
Okay, fair enough. I do like them both. My opinion, I like this one a little bit better. I think this one's a little smoother. But that's just my opinion, right? And also, I guess we can show you, let me see if I can reach them. I have them over here and what this looked like open. So I mentioned that you could open this up and make it into a table. So, like I said, I don't personally feel like I would really play that way. It's really cool concept, I think. But you've got these little acrylic legs, and you pop them in here, and then you flip this over, and then it's actually elevated. And you can put your mat up on here, and then underneath here would be your first floor, here would be your second floor. So it's really a cool concept. It just feels a little woo, to me. So especially playing with some people who are a little, crazy when they're playing, that table will go flying. But I do like the idea. It's a really cool concept. And I love the way everything fits back in the box. So anyway, I like the game better than the first. I would definitely recommend it.
I can't confirm, but I do love it.
Would you recommend it though?
Yes.
If someone said to you, Emily, what do you think about this game? Would you recommend that I buy it?
Yes.
Yes? All right, awesome. We will put a link down below to where you can possibly find this game if you'd like a copy of your own. Also, please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and let us know how we're doing. And until next time.
Yes, and also,
yes,
if you would like us to play any games for you can put it down in the comments, and
we can look into doing that, right? Yeah, awesome. All right, until next time.